Hey guys, as I promised, I'm going to start my how to paint videos. As I said, I'm going to start with this kroot first, so you get a basic idea on how to get good quality, above average tabletop miniatures. I mean, let's face it, you're paying $40–50 a box. You want miniatures that are well worth your money, so spend the time on them. If you're a fast painter and you can pump out X amount in so much time, then that's great. But if you're a slow painter, just take your time. That's what it's about. That is part of the hobby itself. So we'll get started on this guy. What I'm going to use, I'm going to use a foundation, this Gretchen green, for his skin. Now what I'm going to do is just take a just any brush that you feel that's okay to apply the Gretchen green. It doesn't have to be a high quality brush or anything like that, just something that's going to apply the Gretchen green in a liberal amount. So what I like to do, make sure you mix your pot of Gretchen green first, but I like to put a little bit on a CD pellet, and I'm going to water this down. I want it to flow. The foundation paints are quite thick, so I water my foundations down so they flow. And the reason I do this is so when you paint your model, you're not going to take out all the detail, because you've got to remember you've already undercoated it, then you've got this layer going on top, so it's the more layers, obviously the more detail you're going to wipe out. So the thinner this coat is, the more detail you're going to get at the end of your model. And basically we just start painting, basically just start painting all his skinned areas. Look guys, you don't need to go to the extent and paint the whole model. That's just a waste. You're just wasting your time, you're wasting paint. Just paint the parts, the skin parts. Probably shouldn't have painted that bit in there, but anyway. Look, you got to remember too, guys, that you will be washing it as well. So if you miss some areas here and there in the recesses, it's not going to matter too much, because you're going to wash those later. And just make sure, like when you're applying the paint to the skin parts, just have a look and make sure there isn't too much into the recess. Like as you can see there, he's got a bit too much under that part there. Looks like this needs to be watered down a little bit more. I would go as far as watering the foundation down to a point where it just takes to the model. If you any more, obviously it's going to leave black holes and it's going to run too much, but any less and you're going to start wiping out your detail, and that's something we really don't want to do. Anyone can paint, guys, it's just the technique. This is what I hopefully can show you how I apply my techniques to the models. If you're not sure on what's skin and what's clothes, just paint it. Work it out later. Because, as I said, if you're watering your paints down, it's not going to matter too much. Now this kroot here, I've applied the backpack. Let's see if you can see that. I'll just focus. I've applied the backpack to this guy, so basically I've put that on there to show you guys how to paint different leathery type techniques, cloth and stuff like that as well. His head's still, I don't know if you can see that real well on the camera, his head's still a little thick. So what you do is just dip, if you feel that it's a little thick, dip your paintbrush in the water, swash it around a bit, and just apply like it's water to the model, just like that. Don't go overboard, otherwise you'll take the paint off. And make sure you grab all of him, and that's about it, guys. I'll let that dry, and I'll be back. Okay guys, he's dried. Now what we're going to do is add a wash of Devlin mud. So just give this a quick shake up. And apply this to the model. Apply it fairly liberal. These washes are fantastic from Games Workshop now. Gives you an exact wash every time. Like before that, I don't know if any of you guys painted before that, but we had to make our own washes up, and it was very hard to get back to the exact. You know, you'd do a model and you get this awesome effect, and you'd be like, you just got to get all the paints, all the washes and that back to the way that was to have all your figures in uniform. Put it this way, it was a total pain in the ass. But give him a generous coat of this Devlin mud. Make sure you fill those recesses, like don't just hit the recesses, make sure they're filled. Make sure you get a nice dark, because when we start layering our other colours on top, we're going to start slowly phasing out the different levels until we end up with the our final highlights and stuff. So I probably should have left his head dry a little more. Let's give him a bit of a nasty colour there. It's mixing with that Gretchen green. Guys, make sure when you apply this wash, that's a good example that you want your foundation to be dry. So, but the rest of him looks fine. I'll just retouch the head later. And that's about it. So we'll let that dry and I'll be back.